Hi everybody, welcome back. I know you all remember me from the last YouTube video we did. It's Divine again, but this time around we're going to do something different because Wednesday is Daddy's birthday. Yes, you heard that correct. Wednesday is Daddy's birthday, so we're going to be surprising him. But you all know that anytime I'm here to ask questions. So we're going to be asking Daddy I have lots of questions first of all to ask him to just get to know him better and personal. But before we go into that fully, you all know the drill, right? So we have to smash. I'm not Daddy. We have to smash that like button. You have to subscribe to the channel and let's leave wishes on the comments. Lots of wishes to wish Daddy and celebrate with him on Wednesday. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so it's time to get into the questions. So Daddy, are you a human?
I think maybe I have said too many spiritual things, maybe visions and trances. So it makes you think whether I'm not a human being. I am a full-fledged human being. You know, Jesus Christ said, handle me and see. He said, the spirit had not flesh and bones. Okay, don't let me start preaching. I'm a human being.
Alright, so Daddy, do you watch cartoons? Cartoons.
I watch cartoons.
So what's your favorite
My
cartoon?
all-time favorites, Flintstones.
Flintstones.
Not the new Flintstones. There's one they call the new Flintstones. I really don't like the new one. I have the older Flintstones. And I like Fantastic Four. I like Mr. Stretch.
Okay. Alright, so what's your favorite film?
When it comes to films, I've seen quite a lot, but there are some old films that I really like. I like Godfather, The Godfather, Mario Puzo's book, The Godfather. I mean the film adaptation of it. I like that a lot. You know, that place is, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. I like that. I like, currently now, I like Blacklist.
Blacklist.
Yes, yeah. Raymond Reddington. You know, I like the way he wants to shoot somebody. He first talks about he has this beautiful place in Paris, this island in Barbados, where he has one exquisite wine. He and the person would not drink the wine, then he would shoot.
Okay.
So I like Raymond Reddington. Yes.
Alright, so moving on, what's your favorite headgear?
Of course,
Dora.
the fedora still is, will always be. I've done berets before. When I was in university. That was in the days of freedom fighters, South Africa freedom movement. Yeah, we used to don berets then, but now, fedora still.
So, do you play games at all, or is it just the spiritual side? Just the games, the fun?
Of course, I have time for my own type of fun, though I don't have much time as the way it was in those days. I played chess, I played Scrabble. I enjoyed those two. I used to play Monopoly, but because it gets too long and it's a good investment, learning kind of stuff. But I prefer chess. It makes you think when options of life. What should I do and all that. So chess, definitely chess.
Okay. So do you sleep with the lights on or off? The lights on or off?
Ideally, whether the lights are on or off really doesn't disturb me much. Okay. But I prefer the lights off. The problem with my own sleeping is the snoring. I remember a couple of years back, I and my father-in-law went out somewhere. I'm sure he will laugh when he sees this. And before we slept, he was telling me he needs to apologize to me about something. I said, to explain something to me that he snores, so I'll have to inside myself. I said, sir, I think you are meeting a gold medalist in snoring. So we slept that night, and the next morning, by the time we woke up, his face was head down. He had a pillow and every cloth on his head, and I was like, oh God. So that's the issue, it's snoring.
Alright, so what's an ideal weekend for you? Because now your birthday is coming up, you're going to be doing things. So what's an ideal weekend for you?
If I can travel, that makes my weekend very ideal.
Traveling.
Yeah, if I prefer to travel, I think that makes an ideal weekend for me.
Okay. So do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Definitely an introvert.
Why do
Though,
you say so?
if you're a pastor, where I am now, people will expect that you will be an extrovert because you're always in the face of the public.
Yes.
But really, I'm an inside person. But is it profession or call makes me have to stand and talk to people outside.
Okay. So there's one question I've been waiting to ask Daddy. So now I have opportunity to ask him. Daddy, do you have a favorite pet? Because I've not seen any pets, Daddy, as long as I've known you. So which pets? If you have one.
You're going to get me into trouble with money. I like dogs, but she doesn't like. Not that she resents it, she just I don't know. So because of her, I had to stop buying pets. I used to have a Doberman and an Alsatian. Yes, and when they became old and died off and all the rest, I didn't bother to replace them since mommy really is not into pets like that. But I have plans of buying, maybe later in the future, buy another Doberman, an Alsatian, and a Rottweiler. Yes. I used to have a parrot too, called, we call him Moko. But later I had to let all these things go because I really want to get back to them.
But the parrots did not die.
No. I had to let it go because, birds are meant to fly.
Yes,
So
true.
getting them tethered into a cage or something is a bit, I don't know. Have you read Maya Angelou's, there's a poem, a book, it's a poem, it's also a book, titled Why the Caged Birds Does Not Sing. I know why the caged bird. Yes, it's a poem, but it's also the title of the book. Why the caged bird does not sing. So I keep thinking maybe the bird is also sad if it can't fly. So my emotions get in the way. That's why I'm not actually replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you read books?
You know now. I used to tell my wife, mommy used to say that, which I also used to say myself, that if you are looking for me in any new town, start from the bookshops. Because any town I enter, when I have the chance, the first places I go to is check out the bookshops. And I do a lot of reading that
So which book actually inspired you? Which book changed your life?
I've read many books in my time, but I think about 2 or 3 books stand out, apart from the Bible.
Okay.
Apart from the Bible, which is my all-time favorite, of course, is yours too, I believe. So, the Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. That book, as a 10, 11-ish, 9-year-old boy, I read those books, really helped me. The Power of Positive Thinking and The Tough-Minded Optimist. These 2 books were written by Norman Vincent Peale. They really helped me, building myself up. Then the book that did really, I can trace some things in my life to, is the one by Jeffrey Archer. It's called The First Among Equals. And then I have this landmark book by Shogun by James Clavell. It's the first over 1,000 plus pages, almost 2,000 plus pages that I read. It's this voluminous. Now, why it was a landmark book for me, one was because that's the first time I read a book that big, and then secondly, the person who borrowed me the book gave me one day.
Wow.
And that was my first time of powering through a book like that. And you should read that book too. It's a very, very good book.
Amazing. So, what's your favorite color? Because in the last video you said your favorite fedora hat was the black. So now, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
Because of Chelsea. Did I just say that?
Divine started this, not me. Don't unfollow me because of Chelsea. If you're an Arsenal fan, we're good. If you're a Man United fan, we're good, but London is blue. Yes, but don't unfollow me because of Chelsea. You shouldn't have brought Chelsea matter into it. I loved blue colors before Chelsea.
Okay, alright.
But London is still blue.
So, what would you love to do if you had the chance? Since your birthday is upcoming, what would you love to do if you had an opportunity to do it?
What would I like to do?
Yes.
If I had the chance?
If you had the chance, opportunity.
I would like to also one day rule this nation. I like to sit down that seat, or maybe for one day, sit down that seat in Abuja too. And I like to be, as many as possible, I want to be the Secretary General of the United Nations, and I stand there addressing the whole world, and everybody is, listening to what I'm saying. And then, who knows, it's part of my desire. You're looking at the 47th president of the United States of America after Joe Biden.
And I, the financial minister, gonna spray some money around. Understand this?
You and I will have problem that side. I think we should all dream and dream big too.
Yes.
You never know. You never know. I
And
may actually become the 47th president.
I can't wait.
And I won't make you the finance minister since you're already, but I'll find some slot.
Alright, so moving on to music. What was the first record label you bought? What was the first record?
We played, it was turntables then. So LPs. What do I do if I want to get to you? Philferon and Galaxy. What do I do if I want to get through to you? No matter how I tried, you always keep me waiting. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, before copyright rules out. So that was the first LP I purchased as a young man. 7-inch giant single. I can never forget. That's my first record.
So you guys see, Daddy can do sing, sir. And that means add to the list.
Only Tunde and Prince and Bumi, they are not allowed to sing.
Alright, so what's your favorite food? Because your birthday is coming up. Who would like to surprise you with a meal? What kind of food do you like? So that we know what surprise you with too.
If you want to make my day, bitter leaf soup. Bitter leaf soup with pounded yam or gari. You need to see the gari I ate at Ekeremo Satainjo. And if I want to go the Niger Delta way, usi, starch inside a very hot one, coupled with wavy or bangazu.
Yay!
Paradise. All this that all this Uibo food. Nothing wrong with it though. It's just that this our tiwa. Or you now have bushmeat
inside. The squirrel, yeah, and stuff.
Yes. Okay, to catalog.
I'm already getting hungry.
You are.
So what are your hobbies? What do you like doing in your free time? Apart from being a pastor, what else do you do?
I'm a writer.
Yes.
I do a lot of writing. And I do a lot of contemplative writing. What I mean by contemplative writing is poems. And I write most of these poems out of the revelations I get from the Lord. So sometimes when I get a revelation as I'm writing, I discover that I'm not even reporting what maybe revelation the Lord gave to me. I'm actually writing out a poem. This is how I write a poem. I write my poems. So if I'm not preaching, I'm writing poems. I also, of course, I'm involved in traveling.
Yes.
So I also do travel blogging. Of course, we are here on YouTube. So there are other things. These are other things I do when I'm not on the page.
Yeah. So what's your philosophy of life? What's your take on life as a whole?
Before I fully went into Christianity, also to say, I used to have this saying, live and let live. But in recent times, I have this saying that what inspired me by the Holy Spirit, and that is, if it is good, it's God. And I use that to guide myself. And of course, we've had me say many times during our services that if everything is quiet, it doesn't mean that God is not at work. So I guide myself by my faith principles.
Okay. So if you were to travel
Yeah. If you guys allow me to travel,
Hey, don't worry.
I'll pay for it.
So if you were to travel on an all expense paid trip to any
What's
African
expensive? I
country,
like. Yes.
yes, of your choice,
South African country.
African country of your
What should we
choice,
say?
all expense.
Europe or America.
Oh, no, let's start with Africa first. now.
Okay.
Which-
You guys are paying.
We are paying, don't
Okay.
worry, we will pay together.
No, you people should pay. Okay.
Which would it be?
South Africa.
Why South Africa?
Definitely South Africa, Namibia, all those places.
Okay.
Why? Because I'm involved in photography,
Yeah.
but the area I'm involved in photography is landscape photography. I'm not into portraits. I do take portraits, but I'm more into landscape photography. And I like places where you have scenic views. South Africa has some of those scenic views, just like we have here in Nigeria. If you go from Taraba State, this Mambela Plateau area down all the way to Obudu, you have very wonderful scenic views in those places. So,
Okay.
South Africa,
Alright.
because I've not been there before.
Because he's not been there. So have you guys said South Africa wanting to travel to
When I
South
pay.
Africa? Okay, so what would you not do if you maybe were traveling or something, vacation or whatever? Or would you not do?
I remember the first time Mommy and I went to Obudu, she would not allow me to swim. She can't swim, and she would not allow me to swim. Because no, it's not that water. It's a swimming pool, okay? Not the Atlantic Ocean, just a swimming pool. I did eventually get to swim, but if I travel, I won't do safaris.
Why? Why?
I see them. Look at this. If you watch National Geographic and all this,
Yeah.
I see them. They sit in these open Land Rovers.
Yes.
Everybody with their camera or something, and then you see lions roaming about. If you say the lion will not jump inside the motor, and the lion will not jump inside the motor, what do you want to do? When somebody asks me, say, "Wait till you carry yourself go there to they do safari. Let me go and be taking landscape. Landscapes don't bite. But anywhere you have lion, no, not in me. I beg. No one long story.
So daddy, you're scared of lion.
I'm scared of lion. I don't want to become story that touch the heart. You gotta stay where lion is.
Going back to the questions. If you were not a pastor, what would you be? What would you do?
If I tell you, apart from photography, apart from being a poet, apart from being a writer, public speaker, I would have been in the army. I did everything I know to do to join the army. I like the discipline of the military. I like the uniforms. Have you seen those naval guys when they come out all white? White shoes, white top, everything. I would have preferred the army to discipline. If I be an army officer, I'm not going here.
You're already an army officer of the Lord, so it's not the same thing related anyways. So what don't you like? What do you hate?
Come, I hope this rain is not disturbing our people. Do we have a choice? Rain is falling, so if you're hearing any noise, it's rain. Let's go, no problem.
Anyway, so what do you hate?
Let me use the word hate. Hate is a very strong word. We are all children of God. We should not use words like that. We should love, but disloyalty. When someone is disloyal, I find it difficult to flow with it. I'm always committed to people who I have. If I give you my word, I will stand with you. Even if you make a mistake. When somebody does something bad to me, for example, I try to remember only the good sides and forget about it, so that I don't have anything in my heart. So it's disloyalty. You should be loyal. You see, but I've had my fair share of people. What do we do?
So, Daddy, you talked about a lot about traveling, taking pictures. So what led you into photography? What was the drive? What actually started this whole taking of pictures and all the rest, going to photography?
When I was a young boy, let me give you the short story, but there's a longer version to this.
I like stories.
As a young boy, I had this aunt. Just one guy, I could remember 2 or 3. I remember she also loved photography, so she always gathered us and would tell us this how to smile and you get a smack on your head if you don't smile exactly the way she smiled, and then she will tell you, make sure you're looking at the bird that's going to fly in the camera, and then this man comes, covers himself, and so those things fascinated me, and I started getting interested in it. So when I could buy a camera, I bought this cheap, then later Polaroid came and point and shoot, and that's just how it started evolving. But she started me off because once my mom's out, she takes us to the photo studio, or she invites a photographer to come, and she started me.
So you have heard that already. So Daddy, do you play video games? Let's talk about games. So do you play video games? PS4, 5?
I watch you guys play. It's some of my sons too. I've seen all what you guys do. I don't play PS4 because I can't figure out what they do with the joystick.
Okay.
But Super Mario, Super Mario does it for me.
Okay.
All time favorite. Still is.
Okay. So last question. Last question to round all the questions that I know, Daddy. So why do you love God? Why do you love God?
In a more serious note, I love God not just because He saved me and gave me a call. I love God because He has never failed me. I love God because many times people have disappointed me. Many times, you may do something and people abandon you. God has never abandoned me. He has never given me any reason not to love Him. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my time, even as a pastor, even when I sin. He doesn't throw me away. The Holy Spirit is always there with me. So I have no reason why I should not love God. And don't ask me my age. My birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is only because of God that I'm alive. You are alive too. So you see, this is just why I love God. I don't know whether I answer your question. I could go on and on, you'll get me preaching. And if I start preaching, I don't stop.
Alright, so you will heard things to know about Daddy, and I'm really honored, Daddy, to be here again. Because I was really honored the first time I was here, and again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview you and ask you questions. I'm really honored, thank you. So everybody, don't forget, Daddy's birthday is tomorrow. So wish you happy birthdays in the comments page, right? I'll be out.